light that once sang now screams. The fall did not end Lucifer. It defined him. Stripped of glory, severed from light, he did not vanish into the abyss. He refocused. In silence, he studied the promise of creation, the breath of God made flesh. And there, in that fragile image of divine love, he found his new purpose. If heaven was lost to him, then earth would burn in its place. He watched the garden, not with wonder, but with strategy. The first humans moved through paradise, innocent, untouched. They walked in the presence of the Creator himself, and in their faces Satan saw the wound he could not close. They had what he forfeited. He needed no army. He needed no war, only a whisper. The serpent moved through Eden, not with fangs, but with words. Did God really say?
So, we have heard of the stories of Lucifer. So here's the truth about Lucifer. Gabriel and Michael. So we're going to watch a little bit more of the video just to hear theirs, and then we're going to get into the truth. So these are the false concepts that have lured thinkers into thinking themselves down the wrong way. Peace and love.
With that question, he planted what had first grown in him. A doubt, not rebellion, not hatred, just a shift. A reorientation from creator to self. Eve listened. Adam followed, and with one act, the seal of innocence shattered. Humanity fell. It was not violence, it was choice. From then on, his mission never changed. He would not stop the will of God. He could not, but he would corrupt it, bend it, make every sacred thing bleed. He moved through scripture like a shadow, never central, always corrosive. He tested Job, not to break his body, but to accuse his soul. Does he serve you for nothing? Satan asked God, Job 1:9. He wagered that suffering would reveal selfishness. That pain would unmask loyalty as transaction. But Job endured. His cries pierced the sky, but his faith held firm. Satan was defeated, not by power, but by patience. Later in the wilderness, he faced Christ himself. The incarnation, the very mystery that had driven him to defiance, now stood before him in flesh. And he offered him the world. Bow to me, he said, and it will all be yours. Matthew 4:9. But the Son, though starved and weary, did not waver. Worship the Lord your God and serve him only. Matthew 4:10. 3 times Satan tempted him. 3 times he failed. What had worked in Eden collapsed in the desert. Still he did not relent. Across ages, empires, languages, and creeds, the dragon worked. Not in horns or flame, but in ideologies, in pride, in the quiet corruption of hearts. He wore masks, sometimes of cruelty, sometimes of beauty. But the goal was always the same, to draw mankind away from its source. And in the end, his final act was written before time. The book of Revelation unveils him not as a serpent, but as a dragon, no longer a whisper, but a roar. And the great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. In Revelation 12:9, he rises once more in the last days, the deceiver of nations, the...
All right. So Lucifer equals the light bringer. The light bringer, its true name of Lucifer and the light bringer is all jinn. All jinn. If you are unfamiliar with the word jinn, jinn is what describes the word ignorance. Ignorance of knowledge. A collective ignorance against divine knowledge. So the concept, as a concept, Lucifer represents ignorance. As a manifested flesh, Lucifer represents ignorance becoming flesh. Ignorance becoming flesh. So when it comes to Lucifer, Lucifer has a story where he was once up and then he became down. How he was up and he became down is the story of why they saying flesh of ignorance exists. And so now Lucifer as a concept is ignorance, and then as an object it takes on a body of flesh of ignorance. So light bringer means not what it does not mean the light. Light bringer does not mean the light. The bringer of the light is not the light. So opposite of Lucifer is where you get the word Gabriel. Gabriel is represented as an angel. And this is why you hear Lucifer represented as Satan, the devil, the dragon, the beast. So understanding when there's a fall, there's a counter of what was already present. So this is where you get the seven heavens. So within the one there were seven heavens, but with the fall of Lucifer, the ignorance in the flesh, it created a lesser seven. So in total you will have 14 due to the fallen realm. But when you one and united, that seven becomes one. And so in respect to that oneness, Gabriel represents that oneness, or the angel of God, the angel of the divine law. So Gabriel is in many scriptural texts as being the one who give Jesus his holy name, or in some texts give birth to Jesus. In other scriptural texts, this is the angel that pressed Muhammad. And this is how you have revelations coming forth from a prophet as prophecy. So I believe we know that Gabriel represents the angel that does no wrong, all goodwill. But what we really don't know is Michael, which is seen as another angel. And this angel is the one that fights Lucifer. And this is the angel that kicks Lucifer out of heaven, so to say. So what I want us to understand is Gabriel and Michael is one and the same. Of the same, you know how you say you got one substance and two sides. So one side is Gabriel, the other side is Michael, but they both being one angel. See, to understand this, you would have to have the key. And you would need the key to crack the codex. So now, I hope this helps you. Now you see on the writing board the word angel. So you see the word angels. So these are the angels that scriptures sometimes name, which you do not supposed to name. So this is why I'm correcting this understanding. You don't have to single out any angel name to get the Creator's attention. You yourself as a child of God can go directly to your Father and put your hands in His hands, and all is well. Hands is symbolic of love. So the word, what we use first, Gabriel. The word Gabriel is this word Jabaru. So that J sounds like a G sometimes. So this is how you get Gabriel. Gabriel, as you see, means the lofty, means the higher thoughts, the higher ways. And then you have next on the writing board under Gabriel is Michael. Michael is this word Malak. That word Malak, this is where you get words like Malachi or Michael. So these two angels are not real names of real angels. The real names are on the screen, and we're going to read a little bit about angels so we can understand that Gabriel and Michael is not angels to call on, and Michael and Gabriel is not the true name. Those texts that name Gabriel and Michael are false texts and false scripture. So now we're going to read a little bit of the angels. The angels are the guides and the protectors. Number 4. Number 5, the voice of reason against hate and ignorance. See, on our writing board we have Lucifer, the all jinn, as the ignorance. That ignorance is opposite of the angel. So that's why you have Michael fighting with Lucifer. That is a voice against hate and ignorance. So the angels are the messengers of the divine. All angels are part of heaven. All angels serve the voice of all are. So once you see that all angels are part of heaven, and once you see that all angels serve the voice of all are, now you understand why you don't need to call upon angels. And here is further instructions. Number 8, do not fear them. According to angels, do not fear angels, nor worship angels as their own deities. So angels as Gabriel and Michael is not to be worshipped or called upon as their own deities, and definitely not to fear them. Number 9, verily a man who calls out to angels by name and devises all kind of prayers. Number 10 is no better than a merchant sorcerer, blessing or cursing for profit. See, so those people who wrote those names of angels are sorcerers, and they are blessing or cursing for profit. So we must know and understand we don't call on angels, we call on the divine creator. Number 11, there is only one true creator. There's only one true creator. Let your prayers and devotions lead you to him and no other. So that is the instructions of how to worship the one true creator. And so just a little bit on LGM, which is the light bringer. This is the light bringing of self-doubt, unreason, self-hate. This is the light bringer of the voice of violence and intolerance. This is the light bringer of the one who keeps us, you and me, in a state of depression. So these things are known as Lucifer, and as we see now, this is why the angels are above Lucifer, and we call on the one true creator. Peace and love the creator. As-salam, as-salam, all Sufiyan.